Hello, everyone. I am Yamara McCartney Ross here with Historically Black Sense, and today we have Tiwaworks, the founder of Atlanta Greek Picnic. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Yamar. How are you?
I'm great. Could you tell the people, just a little bit about your background, what organization you're a part of, what university you went to, and just kind of why you started Atlanta Greek Picnic?
Okay, cool. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys from Historically Black Colleges, Historically Black Sense for having me. So my name is Tiwaworks. I graduated from Georgia Southwestern State University in Americus, Georgia, and I'm a member of Lambda Psi chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi um, in Americus, Georgia. Started Atlanta Greek Picnic in 2004, pretty much right after I graduated, and the whole idea of doing AGP was to just bring Divine Nine Greeks together. I drew inspiration from Kapalua I went to down in Tallahassee, Florida, and Kapalua was pretty much the biggest Greek event in that time frame. I mean, you had thousands of Greeks from all over the country visiting at a big ranch right outside the city. And I went 2 years in a row, and it just inspired me. So when I got home in 2003, 2004, that summer we decided to, you know what, we need to do something like that, but for all the nine Greeks. And AGP was born. Went to Morris Brown College, spoke to the president. At that time, it was Dr. Stanley Pritchett, and he's also, is a fellow Nuke. He's from our province, same down in Delta Z, and he was very eager to do something very to do what we had petitioned to do, and he was very excited. We put it on together. The first year, I think we did pretty much maybe about 100 people showed up. We could actually see the grass. That's how little people came. And for us, just over the years, we just kept adding more, being more creative, and here we are, 18 years in now.
Yes, that is so good. Just the growth over time. And this is going to be the 18th annual Atlanta Greek Picnic, correct?
Here's the 18th.
Okay, cool. So, like, just do you expect for it to get this big? Like, when you were starting out, like, what was your initial expectations?
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I never expected it to jump to this point. Really, the first 5 years was, I always call it foundational building. Now that I'm experiencing this, the first 5 years was just doing something. I think that's when I realized, okay, we've got something here that's actually really big. And kind of speaking to people, I'll find out people are coming from Tennessee by, for people to come from Tennessee on buses, it was pretty big deal. And then people would find driving in from Chicago, like 4 buses used to come in town, and that's how I realized we've got something big. And until we now extended it from being a 1 day event to now, hey, come and do something on Thursday, to becoming a whole week. That's when we realized that Atlantic Week Picnic is something that's very big right now and relevant to culture.
Okay, so I know you that kind of goes into like the next question that I was going to ask about, you adding different days and it initially starting out as 1 day. So like as far as like it evolving over the years, what was like the initial day? Was it just the picnic, and then
Yes.
now is it like parties, or like what are the different opportunities that are offered there at the Greek picnic?
Yeah, so it really, in '04, it was just a 1 day event. We would pretty much host a pre party, maybe Friday night. Saturday was a picnic, and then an after party, and that was it. But now we've just, as people started coming in town more, we wanted to give them more things to do. So we would host things from block parties or networking events, community service projects that we do now before the picnic. So we just started coming up with ideas that we felt like people will be entertained and worthwhile driving and flying in. And that's how we also did the step show for 10 years at Morehouse. We just felt, again, you can't have a Greek picnic without a step show, the stroll off, and all these things that are relevant to Black Greek culture.
Right. Okay. So just with like, all of these different events, and of course it evolving over the years, and now with kind of COVID being in the mix, what is the like planning process? Like what are some of the challenges that you might face each year, or especially now with COVID and trying to stay, covered and protecting
Right.
everyone but still able to have fun in the same sense?
I mean, COVID was actually the first and only big thing that impacted us. I mean, we'd been going consistently strong. COVID, literally, we shut down. And, last year we were able to, with the state opening back up, we
Mhm.
ran the event, literally 30 days to go, and we still had a pretty good turnout.
Mhm.
The real challenge outside of that, and just, things that we can't control, is just staying very interesting and relevant. I think as time progresses, with events, you can't be predictable. If you
Hmm.
become predictable, people kind of, oh, I know what's going to happen. It's the same old, same old. We don't want to fall in that same old gap. So we always have to be very innovative with things that we're doing. Even 2023, what we've already planned out is going to be way better than what we've ever done. We're just doing a lot of different new things,
Right.
So we're very big on staying innovative and very relevant to just continue to attract people and entertain them.
Hmm. Well, you mentioned like, you already planning for 2023. Like for someone who's never been to Atlantic Reef Picnic, me, I've
Oh,
never been, and I do want to go. I just crossed fall 21, so
okay,
I really do want to go. This summer I won't be able to, but hopefully next summer I can make it around. But what are
sure.
like the top like 3 to 5 tips or essential items that you feel someone needs, coming in, and like just what to expect overall?
Number one, good vibes. You
Hmm.
cannot come to AGP with a nasty attitude. Just you should be open and eager to come there to network, to meet new people and build. I mean, the whole essence of being in a fraternity or sorority is your network. And it's
Hmm.
not just within your organization, venture out into others, meet other people and just start building those bonds, because that's where when you do graduate or when you are
Hmm.
currently in the workplace, these are the connects that are going to help you get to places that other people can't get to, and you get to it easily just by being a member of a black fraternity or sorority. The second thing I'll say, coming to AGP as well, is hydrate. I think a lot of people underestimate Atlanta and the heat down here, especially in the summertime, deep in June. It's hot. It's very, very hot. So we always encourage people to hydrate, drink a lot of water, and just have common sense when you're enjoying and participating in adult drinking. Be very smart about that. And the third one is come there to get some good memories. I think
Hmm.
the one thing I've been very proud of is that AGP has brought people together, that new friendships have developed. Even personally, I've made friends with different alphas, Qs, omegas, everybody, iotas, just from AGP. So I don't just say these things to people just as a, hey, this is what you should do, but I actually live these things that I'm saying. So I want people to be able to understand that really your network is your net worth, and this kind of
Hmm.
space is very unique, that you can't get this anywhere else in the country. So AGP is one of the places. It's not just for fun, but the networking, the relationship, the friendships, and create some memories that last a lifetime.
Right. So you said like, making connections and things. I hear this question a lot. Is it only open to D9 Greeks, or, is it just all Greeks? And also like what if you're not a part of any organization and just want to come? Like, is it open to, just everyone, or how does that work?
So we history of the AGP, we initially started with it being strictly D9.
Hmm.
We did that for a reason. It's a celebration of D9 unity, it's a celebration of D9 bonds. But as time has progressed, we started having people who, oh, my wife is not Greek, or my husband is not Greek, or he's in
Hmm.
another organization. Can he come? And I feel like it was also an opportunity to let even some kids, obviously some teenagers who are probably going to college or with their
Right.
parents, get a chance to see this unity. So we do have a little bit of a leeway, but we're not actively promoting that it's open for every and anyone. So if
Hmm.
you see some of our advertising points, we'll say, Greeks and friends, but we also want to control the element, because part of one thing we did early on was study the history of why certain black events never made it beyond 5 years. And
Hmm.
Freaknik was one of them, Philly Greek, and it's because there was a lot of elements that, Freaknik was a college event started in the AUC, and the elements, kind of those who didn't go to college or whatnot, they kind of integrated within it, which is fine. But then, violence started happening, shootings, rapes, a
Right.
lot of things that just destroy the event. And as you know, Freaknik is something that they're still trying to bring on, but the city would never allow it. So
Hmm.
we just understood that we wanted to be in a place where we can control our events and truly make it a safe space for everyone coming and going. And we're proud to say in the past 17, 18 years that we've never had anything, no violence, nobody's lost their life. If anything, people have met and got married and had babies, so that's the only thing that's happened. You may fall in love, you get to age.
Well, that's great. Like, you don't, a lot of people, they don't think about, the research and things like that that goes on in the
Yeah,
background. They're just kind of there to have fun, and they don't think of like all the work that goes on behind the scenes to make such a big production.
yeah,
That's really great that you know that you did the research. And, I didn't even know that about Freaknik, but I always see like Freaknik flyers.
yeah.
That people are, still trying to have it go on, but everybody's like,
Yeah.
it's never going to be the same like it used to be.
Yeah, I hear those stories. I hear all the stories, and people that, especially older Greeks that were from the 90s and early 2000s will tell you,
Mhm.
oh, Freaknik was just something different. And then obviously now with the internet, you can watch old footages and
Right.
you can, that kind of a generation can never be
Mhm.
duplicated in today's times. It's just not
Right.
going to happen.
Yeah, that's the same with just college in general. Like, I went to Grambling. I just recently graduated, but
Congrats.
a lot. Thank you. A lot of people always talk about, oh well, old Graham. Like Grambling used to be this, and now everybody's like, oh my gosh, like I want to experience old Grambling and
Right,
things like that. I got the last little bit before COVID, so I'm just happy about that.
right, right,
But
right.
with you doing like a lot of research and things like that, what advice would you give to just an aspiring entrepreneur who wants to, create a business or like, an event to the degree of what you have with the Atlantic Greek Picnic?
I mean, that's a great question because I feel like from my experience, a lot of people, you have to research. It starts first and foremost. In this day and age, we have the internet that has an answer to every possible question.
Hmm.
Anything, spend time, watch videos. I mean, I study a lot. I mean, I go through festivals in other countries. I just sit back and I watch and I look at things. I watch documentaries. I've watched even like Fry Festival. I've watched it maybe about 6 times. Because there's an important lesson in the failure of that event, and understanding those things, and even the secondary conversations that you hear as an event planner or an entrepreneur, you realize the different things that you can take from that and
Hmm.
implement to yours. The next thing is obviously relationships. One thing I've that has allowed us to get to this point is just pure relationships, meeting people, fostering this. It's not a transactional relationship. It's actually very personal, and you have an individualized relationship across the board. So if you need something from, let's say, this company or this place, again, if a person is in fraternity or sorority or is your frat brother or your soror, you can make one phone call. Or, do you know so and so? And they make
Hmm.
the introduction, and then you foster this relation because they give you access to anything that you need.
Right.
And thirdly, I would say the next one is also you have to be truly committed and passionate to the core. Success is never overnight. It doesn't happen. It might, even AGP looks like it's an overnight success, but it's not. It took a very long time even to get to this point where we're drawing so many people from around the country. But I can tell you when it was only barely, you have to text people and call them and you pull out, 100 people, 200. It's a lot of work and you have to put time, it's I think the analogy I like to use with stuff like this is kind of like the mustard seed, and it's small, but when
Hmm.
you kind of plant it and you kind of put things on tender love and time and dedication, 5 years, this you won't remember it being a small seed. And you just have to take failures are probably the best lessons. I think they always say failures are the classes that you would never pay for again. Once
Hmm.
you make a failure, if you repeat it, it's on you. The first time is not your fault. The second time, it's your fault because
Hmm.
you've learned a lesson and you shouldn't pay for it twice. So those are what I would pretty much tell any aspiring entrepreneur. And network. You have to be very social, meet people. Don't be afraid, unapologetic about where you want to go and who you want to build, and be sincere. Give a lot, and you will receive a lot more.
Hmm. Yes, that was some really great advice. I'm actually going to take some of your advice as well with me. Trying to be an entrepreneur one day.
Yeah,
So with Atlanta Greek Picnic coming up, what are the actual dates for the Greek Picnic?
it's June 8th to the 12th, so it starts this Wednesday coming through next Sunday. So this time next week we'll be wrapping up. We have 2 more hours left, so I'm
Right.
looking forward to it.
So, like, I know you mentioned a step show, or I know I've heard some things about a stroll off. Now, how
Yes.
does that work with there being so many different chapters there? Is it, different chapters get to compete, or is it like one chapter from each organization? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we have the stroll off, the $10,000 stroll off, which is Saturday at Morris Brown at the picnic.
Mhm.
So what we actually do prior to our team, we put out a call. We're looking for stroll teams for the competition, and people sign up. A lot of chapters will sign up, and we have a criteria of what we're looking for.
Right.
And you have to actually be, active in good standing, and you've actually competed or strolled in the last. I think we need to see a resume within the last 2 to 3 years, so we know you're actually a legit team. And we've got Greeks within my camp that are seasoned in strolling and just in the whole aspect of production, and they will pick the teams and literally just send me an email like, hey, we've got our team secured and this is what
Mhm.
we do. So that's pretty much it. We used to do a step show, like I mentioned earlier, but we'll probably bring that back in 2023.
Mhm. Okay, cool. That's really great. Before we wrap it up, could you talk about just what everyone can expect from this year's AGP? Like, what everyone should be excited about and things like that.
I think the biggest thing people should be excited about is really coming back outside. I think everybody is true cabin fever and just wanting to.
Mhm.
I think we're no longer taking our health taken outside for granted, and just the human interaction. I think us being this digital age, it's very easy to just kind of get lost in translation with texting or chats, group chats or whatnot.
Mhm.
But now it's like the physical, like being in front of people and interacting is priceless. So we're going back to the core. And the other thing I think we should definitely expect is also our great sponsors were presented this year by Toyota and Groupon and GoFinity. So I'm very proud that we have these great companies supporting AGP. They're going to be on site, tons of pictures and interaction. They got a lot of freebies as well. So
Mhm.
and we've got a lot of performers. I forgot to mention we've got a lot of performers this year. Some Lou
Okay.
Rue's performing, Lou and DJ Luke Nasty and a bunch of other Greeks who are up and coming. So again, we're leveraging our platform to be
Mhm.
able to give others an opportunity where they wouldn't be able to get it anywhere else.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for Atlanta Greek Picnic. Although I won't be there, I'll definitely be, looking on social media for all the cool
All the way
videos and
live.
things. Yes. Are there just any final words that you want to leave with us about the AGP experience, or just some encouraging words for everyone?
Well, I guess with us at AGP, we're truly grateful to just D9 Greeks from all eras of life that being supportive. Being at this point is not a one man job. It's not just me. It's again everything I've mentioned. It's a networking. It's being committed to this and holding this cultural aspect. And just us being able to provide people this space and to take it to the next level each year is amazing. We will be producing a DC Greek picnic, hopefully August, September this year. So we will release the dates possibly this week before we finish with AGP.
Hmm.
Again, we're grateful for our sponsors, Toyota, Groupon, and GoFinity. And just looking forward to everybody coming. Tickets, everything is online, agptickets.com. And
Hmm.
we look forward to seeing everybody coming out. Hopefully, I know also thanks to you guys for always being very supportive. Historically, Black Sins has came out last year, do a lot of media coverage, and we're truly grateful for the partnership.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you for your interview and your time today. And I just hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Yamara. Appreciate it. So we'll see you next year.
Yes, you will.
Take care.
You too.
Bye bye.